Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, we'll be honoring the incredible cast and creators who brought the iconic USS Enterprise to life, exploring their unforgettable contributions to science fiction and the legacy they left behind. From the dynamic Captain Kirk to the groundbreaking representation of diversity in space, these individuals helped shape one of the most beloved franchises in television history. Let's dive in and celebrate the lives and careers of these extraordinary talents. William Shatner, Captain James T. Kirk. William Shatner brought to life the fearless and charismatic Captain James T. Kirk, the leader of the USS Enterprise. Shatner's portrayal of Kirk showcased his unmatched ability to command respect while displaying a unique charm that made him relatable to fans. Born on March 22, 1931, in Montreal, Canada, Shatner was already an experienced actor with roles in film and television before Star Trek. His performance in the series became a cultural phenomenon, establishing Captain Kirk as one of the most recognizable characters in science fiction history. Following the end of the original series, Shatner continued his association with Star Trek, appearing in multiple films, most notably directing Star Trek V: The Final Frontier. Beyond the franchise, he showcased his versatility in series like T.J. Hooker and his Emmy-winning performance in Boston Legal. Shatner also explored music, writing, and directing, keeping himself relevant in the entertainment industry for decades. William Shatner remains an enduring cultural icon. In 2021, he made history as the oldest person to travel to space at age 90 aboard Blue Origin's suborbital flight, fulfilling a dream befitting his Star Trek legacy. Today, at 92 years old, Shatner continues to write, act, and appear at fan conventions, keeping the spirit of Star Trek alive for both longtime fans and new generations. Leonard Nimoy's portrayal of Spock, the half-human, half-Vulcan science officer of the USS Enterprise, introduced a complex character who balanced logic and emotion. Nimoy, born on March 26, 1931 in Boston, Massachusetts, brought a sense of depth and intellect to Spock, turning him into one of the most iconic characters in television history. His iconic Vulcan salute and phrase, "Live long and prosper," became synonymous with Star Trek. Nimoy continued to play Spock in various Star Trek films, including The Wrath of Khan and The Search for Spock, which he also directed. Outside of Star Trek, Nimoy expanded his talents into photography, writing, and voice acting. He published poetry and autobiographies, including I Am Not Spock and I Am Spock, reflecting his complex relationship with the character. Leonard Nimoy passed away on February 12, 2015, at age 83 due to COPD. His death was a profound loss for the Star Trek community, but his influence endures. Spock remains a symbol of wisdom, compassion, and curiosity, reflecting Nimoy's impact both as an actor and as a person. Nichelle Nichols made history as Lieutenant Nyota Uhura, the communications officer of the Enterprise. As one of the first Black women in a significant role on television, Nichols shattered barriers and inspired future generations. Born on December 28, 1932, in Robbins, Illinois, her portrayal of Uhura was groundbreaking, providing a rare representation of Black women in leadership and intelligence. Her on-screen presence also led to one of television's first interracial kisses with William Shatner, a bold move for its time. After Star Trek, Nichols worked with NASA to recruit women and minorities into the space program, leaving a real-world legacy as significant as her on-screen contributions. She also appeared in various other projects, including voice work in animation and live-action roles, while remaining a beloved figure at Star Trek conventions. Nichelle Nichols passed away on July 30, 2022, at the age of 89. Her legacy as a pioneer for diversity in media and science endures, as does her iconic role as Uhura. Through her work, Nichols broke barriers and paved the way for others, cementing her place as an irreplaceable figure in television history. Gene Roddenberry, born on August 19, 1921 in El Paso, Texas, was the visionary behind Star Trek. As the creator and producer, Roddenberry dreamed of a future where humanity had overcome its divisions and ventured into the stars united. His groundbreaking concept of a multicultural crew, working together to explore the galaxy, reflected his progressive values during a time of social upheaval. Roddenberry's vision of Star Trek faced challenges during its original run, but grew into a global phenomenon, spawning movies, spin-offs, and a devoted fan base. He was a pioneer in addressing social issues through science fiction, using the series to explore themes like racism, war, and human unity. Gene Roddenberry passed away on October 24, 1991 at age 70. His dream of a better future continues to inspire, with Star Trek remaining one of the most beloved franchises in entertainment history. Known as the Great Bird of the Galaxy, Roddenberry's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of imagination and hope. DeForest Kelley, Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy. DeForest Kelley brought warmth and humanity to the role of Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy, the Enterprise's chief medical officer. Born on January 20, 1920 in Takei, Georgia, Kelley's portrayal of McCoy added a grounded, emotional layer to Star Trek. His sharp wit, Southern charm, and frequent banter with Spock helped create some of the most memorable dynamics on the show. McCoy's famous line, "He's dead, Jim," became one of the series' most iconic catchphrases. Before Star Trek, Kelley had a successful career in Western films and TV shows, often playing villains. After the series ended, he continued to play Dr. McCoy in the Star Trek films, delivering poignant performances, particularly in The Wrath of Khan and The Voyage Home. Kelley was known for his humility and loyalty to his fans, often attending conventions and embracing his role in Star Trek history. DeForest Kelley passed away on June 11, 1999, at the age of 79 due to stomach cancer. He left behind a legacy as a beloved member of the Star Trek family. His portrayal of McCoy continues to be celebrated as one of the most relatable and heartfelt performances in the series, embodying the human element of the franchise's exploration of science and the unknown. George Takei, Hikaru Sulu. George Takei brought poise and professionalism to the role of Lieutenant Hikaru Sulu, the helmsman of the Enterprise. Born on April 20, 1937, in Los Angeles, California, Takei's portrayal of Sulu was a groundbreaking moment for Asian American representation on television. As a skilled pilot and occasional swordsman, Sulu was a well-rounded and vital member of the crew, earning the respect of fans and his shipmates alike. After the original series, Takei continued to play Sulu in the Star Trek films, where his character rose to the rank of captain. Outside of acting, Takei became a prominent activist for LGBTQ+ rights and social justice, using his platform to raise awareness about important issues. He also wrote several books, including his memoir, To the Stars. George Takei remains an influential figure in entertainment and activism. At age 85, he continues to engage with fans, write, and perform, most recently lending his voice to animated projects. His work as a trailblazer for representation and equality solidifies his enduring legacy both on and off screen. James Duhan became synonymous with the role of Montgomery Scotty Scott, the Enterprise's chief engineer. Born on March 3, 1920 in Vancouver, British Columbia, Duhan's portrayal of Scotty as a quick-thinking and resourceful engineer made him a fan favorite. His Scottish accent and iconic phrase, "I'm giving her all she's got, Captain," became integral to the Star Trek legacy. After the series, Duhan reprised his role in the Star Trek films and became a beloved figure at fan conventions. He also contributed to the creation of the Klingon and Vulcan languages, showcasing his dedication to the franchise. Outside of Star Trek, Duhan appeared in other TV shows and films, though Scotty remained his most iconic role. James Duhan passed away on July 20, 2005, at the age of 85. His ashes were famously sent into space, fulfilling a lifelong wish and solidifying his association with the stars. Fans remember him not only for his role as Scotty, but also for his kindness and dedication to the Star Trek community. Walter Koenig, Pavel Chekhov. Walter Koenig joined the cast in Star Trek's second season as Ensign Pavel Chekhov, the enthusiastic and often humorous navigator of the Enterprise. Born on September 14, 1936 in Chicago, Illinois, Koenig's addition to the show brought a youthful energy and international flair to the crew. His character's Russian heritage reflected Star Trek's vision of global unity during a time of Cold War tensions. After the series, Koenig continued to play Chekhov in the Star Trek films, with notable moments in The Wrath of Khan and The Undiscovered Country. Outside of Star Trek, Koenig appeared in shows like Babylon 5 and worked as a writer for various TV projects. He also authored books and plays, showcasing his creative versatility. Walter Koenig remains active in the Star Trek community, attending conventions and connecting with fans. At age 87, he continues to inspire as one of the last surviving members of the original Star Trek cast. His contributions to the series and his dedication to its legacy ensure his place in the hearts of fans worldwide. Mel Barrett, Nurse Christine Chapel, Lwaxana Troi. Mel Barrett played Nurse Christine Chapel in Star Trek: The Original Series, a role that showcased her nurturing and compassionate presence aboard the Enterprise. Born on February 23, 1932, in Cleveland, Ohio, Barrett initially appeared in the unaired pilot episode, The Cage, as Number 1, the ship's first officer. Despite the character being replaced after the pilot, Barrett found a new role as Chapel, becoming an integral part of the show. Mel Barrett was deeply intertwined with the Star Trek universe, both professionally and personally, as the wife of creator Gene Roddenberry. She reprised her role as Nurse Chapel in Star Trek: The Motion Picture and went on to voice the computer systems across various Star Trek series. Barrett also portrayed Lwaxana Troi, a flamboyant and memorable character in Star Trek: The Next Generation. Her voice work and on-screen presence became iconic elements of the franchise. Mel Barrett passed away on December 18, 2008, leaving behind an enduring legacy as the First Lady of Star Trek. Her contributions to the franchise span decades, and her voice as the ship's computer remains a comforting and familiar element of the Star Trek experience for fans around the world. Grace Lee Whitney portrayed Yeoman Janice Rand in the first season of Star Trek: The Original Series. Born on April 1, 1930 in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Whitney's character served as Captain Kirk's yeoman, often assisting him on the bridge. While her role was relatively brief, she made a lasting impression with her professionalism and distinctive beehive hairstyle. After her time on the show, Whitney faced personal struggles but eventually overcame them, becoming a vocal advocate for addiction recovery. She returned to the Star Trek franchise in several of the films, including Star Trek: The Motion Picture, where her character gained a more significant role. Whitney also appeared at fan conventions, reconnecting with audiences who admired her work and resilience. Grace Lee Whitney passed away on May 1, 2015, at the age of 85. She is remembered not only for her contributions to Star Trek, but also for her courage in sharing her personal journey. Fans celebrate her as a trailblazer and an enduring part of the franchise's history. Eddie Pascal played Lieutenant Leslie, a background character who appeared in over 50 episodes of Star Trek: The Original Series. Born on August 20, 1939 in Delaware, Pascal's presence on the bridge made him one of the most recognizable non-speaking crew members. Despite not having many lines, his consistent appearances endeared him to fans and gave a sense of continuity to the show. After Star Trek, Pascal largely stepped away from acting, focusing instead on his family and business endeavors. However, his contributions to the series were not forgotten, as he remained a popular figure at conventions. Fans appreciated his behind-the-scenes stories and his role in bringing the world of Star Trek to life. Eddie Pascal's dedication to the franchise and his memorable presence on the Enterprise bridge cemented his place in Star Trek lore. He passed away on August 17, 2021, but his impact remains alive through the enduring love of fans who cherish even the unsung heroes of the show. Jeffrey Hunter originated the role of Captain Christopher Pike in the original Star Trek pilot, The Cage. Born on November 25, 1926, in New Orleans, Louisiana, Hunter's portrayal of Pike set the tone for a more introspective and thoughtful starship captain. Pike's leadership style and moral dilemmas in the pilot laid the groundwork for what would become the franchise's hallmark blend of action and philosophy. Hunter was already a well-known film actor, having starred in classics like The Searchers alongside John Wayne. However, after the pilot, Hunter chose not to continue with the series, paving the way for William Shatner to take over as Captain Kirk. Hunter continued acting in films and television, but never returned to the Star Trek universe. Jeffrey Hunter tragically passed away on May 7, 1979, at the age of 42, following a brain hemorrhage. Despite his brief connection to Star Trek, his portrayal of Captain Pike left a lasting impression. Pike's character has since been revisited in Star Trek: Discovery and Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, honoring Hunter's original performance as the first captain of the Enterprise. Peter Dura played Lieutenant Jose Tyler in Star Trek's original pilot episode, The Cage. Born on July 14, 1939 in Los Angeles, California, Dura's character served as a navigator aboard the USS Enterprise under the command of Captain Christopher Pike. Although Tyler's role was relatively limited, Dura's performance helped establish the dynamic of the original Enterprise crew. After The Cage, Dura continued to work in television, appearing in shows such as The Fugitive, The Virginian, and Daniel Boone. Despite his departure from Star Trek, he remained part of the franchise's history as one of its earliest cast members. Later in life, Dura moved away from Hollywood and focused on environmental advocacy, founding a retreat center in British Columbia dedicated to preserving natural landscapes. Peter Dura passed away on March 4, 2013, at the age of 73. While his time in Star Trek was brief, his portrayal of Lieutenant Tyler is remembered fondly by fans as a significant part of the show's early history, and his contributions to environmental causes cement his legacy as a thoughtful and compassionate individual. Susan Oliver portrayed Vina, a survivor of a spaceship crash on Talos 4, in the pilot episode The Cage. Born on February 13, 1932 in New York City, Oliver's performance as Vina brought depth and poignancy to the character, who struggled with her disfigurement and her longing for a connection with Captain Pike. Her iconic green-skinned Orion dance sequence remains one of the most recognizable images from the Star Trek franchise. Susan Oliver was an accomplished actress and director, appearing in numerous television series, including The Twilight Zone, Perry Mason, and Wagon Train. She also became one of the first women to direct episodes of major television shows, breaking barriers in Hollywood. Beyond her career in entertainment, Oliver was an aviation enthusiast who earned her pilot's license and competed in the Powder Puff Derby, a cross-country air race for women pilots. Susan Oliver passed away on May 10, 1990, at the age of 58 due to cancer. Her portrayal of Vina has left an indelible mark on Star Trek history, and her groundbreaking achievements as a director and aviator continue to inspire women in multiple industries. Jane Wyatt played Amanda Grayson, Spock's human mother, in the Star Trek The Original Series episode Journey to Babel. Born on August 12, 1910 in Mahwah, New Jersey, Wyatt brought grace and warmth to the role, portraying the delicate balance of being a human wife to a Vulcan and the mother of a half-Vulcan son. Her interactions with Spock and Sarek revealed emotional depth and complexity within the Vulcan family dynamic. Wyatt was already a Hollywood legend before joining the Star Trek universe, best known for her role in Lost Horizon and as the loving mother in the television series Father Knows Best. After her appearance in Star Trek, she continued acting in films and TV, eventually reprising her role as Amanda in Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. Wyatt's career spanned decades, earning her multiple Emmy Awards for her work on television. Jane Wyatt passed away on October 20, 2006, at the age of 96. Her portrayal of Amanda Grayson remains a beloved part of Star Trek lore, symbolizing the unity between Vulcan logic and human compassion. Fans and critics alike celebrate her as one of the most memorable guest stars in the franchise. Thank you for joining us on our journey to honor the legacy of Star Trek. If you enjoyed this tribute, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Live long and prosper.